Yoski Woski. She push man Shannon here. Mind of a Maniac, sale 35, I believe. And I always say I believe because I'm really not too sure because I go and double check and then go start recording, but pretty sure it's 35. But it's actually Easter Sunday right now, so happy Easter if you celebrate it, depending on who you are and what Easter really is to you. That's a whole different subject for a different day, but it does kind of tie into some of the shit that goes on, like religion wise, like psychedelics and religion kind of go hand in hand because, and the reason I'm also bringing up psychedelics is because it was brought up in Snowfall, which I have an opinion about that, but and Mike Tyson was on Joe Rogan and they was talking about psychedelics, but anybody knows I experimented with shrooms. As we speak, I'm shrooming for real. I got some in my tea right here for real. So as we speak, I am shrooming, and I'm starting to feel a little good right now. I ain't gonna lie, but but like the psychedelics, like shrooms, DMT, the toad, all of it's been scattered throughout history since the beginning of time. Ever since man's been here, there have been psychedelic shit because it's natural and it comes from the earth. But in that episode Snowfall, or I think it was like 2 weeks ago, where Scully spiked the chocolate fountain with LSD and everybody was feeling good and tripping, like legit tripping. That right there showed everything that I wanted people to see about that shit for real. Cause I've never did LSD. I've never did that. But I've done shrooms, but if you notice different people was acting different ways, it's because of the shit that was going inside their head. So, for example, Franklin's mama, she went up to the federal agent, was acting out like that, where she didn't do it, where she wishes that she didn't do it no more, and she thought she saw her husband, which is Franklin's daddy. Leon was actually peaceful. Out of all the characters in Snowfall, Leon was at peace because he realized everything he had done. He'd done more killing than anybody. Leon's probably the most gangster nigga out of everybody in the whole entire show. Him and Jerome. But he was at peace internally because he's been trying to get out. So that's why he wasn't seeing no demons or seeing anything like that. Jerome and Louis, they was having a wedding, so of course they was already in a bliss already. So it just enhanced everything. Okay, so they was feeling amazing during the party like that. Um, but Franklin was bugging because he's got a lot of shit on his conscience and he's guilty of a lot of shit. Like a couple episodes before the wedding episode, you remember him and Javi was having a conversation. Javi said, "I'm a soldier. Wherever the war is, that's where I show up. My battle is external. You, however, your battle is the war within, and I feel sorry for you." He said that to Franklin, and Franklin was like, "What are you talking about?" When he took that LSD at that wedding, everything came out. From the scene where he's talking about all the bodies he had, like bodies, 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 to him seeing his girl, seeing himself, all that shit. Like he was hallucinating because that shit was in the system because of his guilty conscience. That's why this past episode he was telling her, his baby mama, he was like, "Hey, I'm a monster. I seen what I really am," because that shit exposed to him what is really going on. Everybody else is feeling good because they're in a good space. He wasn't in a good space, so he was tripping in a bad way. But it helped him see and realize what the fuck was really going on. So, and that's when he made the phone call to Reed, in which now everything is going haywire and sideways and shit. Side note, I think Leon's gonna get killed by getting shot straight through the eye or in the head some way. I don't think he's gonna make it to Africa. I don't, in my opinion. But and I think Jerome and Louis, one of them either gonna die, one of them's gonna go to jail, and somebody's gonna try to snitch on Franklin. I think that's what I think is gonna happen. But the hallucinating, like the LSD shit, like, and if you notice, whenever he ran into Javi, he kind of like tensed up and shit because he caught them vibes and shit because of what Javi told him. So, which whenever you taking these shit, like you pick up on senses, you pick up on frequencies and vibes for people. Trust me, you feel that shit. That's why whenever you take hallucinogens, or not, I don't want to say hallucinogens, when you take psychedelics, because if you say hallucinogen, it kind of scares people away. But every time I think about psychedelics, I think about I think about Rick James now and Super Freak and all this shit back in the day, and George Clinton. I swear I do. But if you notice, they was always feeling good. They was really feeling good at all times. But I will say I do recommend it for people, especially if you got like real anxiety or got some type of mental shit. However, you need to be able to control your thoughts. If you feel like you know you can't control what's going on inside your head, then I would say wait till you calm down, because you need to be around. You need to be in the right mental space. You need to be around the right people and in the right environment. Because if you're around somebody that you don't trust or weary about, it's going to show. If you're in an environment that you don't trust, it's going to send you down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down. And if you're just picking up vibes anywhere, any type of bad vibes, you're going to pick up on it, and it's not going to be good. However, if you're in the right spot, right space, around the right people, you will have the time of your motherfucking life. Because depending on how much you take and what's going on inside your head, you're going to have the euphoria regardless. But the epiphany, that coming to God moment, that ego death, whoo, life altering. But a lot of people scared of it too. A lot of people are really, really scared of this shit because of the unknown. People are afraid of the unknown for real. But once you get past that and get out of your comfort zone, and the main thing about that is you have to submit to it. You have to be comfortable. You have to allow it to happen. Because if you force it, that shit is going to go sideways, and it's going to go all the way that way, and it's going to keep going until it stops. So, yeah, like, I'd recommend it for people because it's, look what it did to Mike Tyson. And psychedelics been here since the beginning of time. Africans took it, Vikings took it, the Greek took it, all the warriors and barbarians and all this shit, all these people that thought that they were just barbaric people, they all were high on shrooms and psychedelics. The DMT tree, the burning bush, that was a DMT tree. All the hieroglyphics and shit from the Egypt, everybody was high. Everybody was on psychedelics back then. Come on now. But that's just my opinion, because it brings peace to people and around. At least it does to me. And it helped open my eyes to a whole lot of new shit and help me realize what's really going on out here. Like, yeah. For real. But, like I said, a lot of people are scared of it. And I understand, but like I said, it's the unknown. But once you cross into that territory and you're willing to go and let it happen and submit to it, it's impeccable, dog. It really, really is. But y'all can do what y'all want. But I'm gonna keep on shrooming. But I'll let you later. You push me in chan. I'm gonna get something to eat too. Fuck with me though.